All right, folks. Um, we gotta talk about some shit. We do. Because all over Twitter, I'm seeing this dumb picture from this dumb guy. And it's just everywhere. And this is how fake news is made, ladies and gentlemen. This is really how fake news is made. So let's have a look. Mike Pesca, he has a podcast, a book, and a song, whatever. He's been posting this. Democracy's a funny thing. Isn't democracy a wacky, funny thing, guys? It's a funny thing because look, the Republicans got less votes than the Democrats, and wow, they're not in power. Wow, this is just like that election that happened in 2014 and 2016, right? 2016, we had the fake. It must be the Russians. Gotta be the Russians. You know, Republicans red, Russia has a red flag. Wow, yeah, totally. It's total fake. You know, we should have. The Republicans should be out of power. Clap, 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 people. Okay, maybe we should actually look into this claim a little bit. Should we look into this claim? Well, first of all, a lot of people are saying we're not a democracy, we're a republic. Okay, let's start with that little bit of nonsense, and we're actually going to use the Washington Post on that. Is the United States of America a republic or a democracy? I often hear that people argue that the United States is a republic, not a democracy, but that's a false dichotomy. A common definition of republic is, to quote the American Heritage Dictionary, a political order in which the supreme power lies in a body of citizens who are entitled to vote for officers and representatives responsible to them. We are that. A common definition of democracy is a government by the people exercised either directly or through elected representatives. We are that too. We are not a direct democracy. Now, a true direct populist democracy would be that everyone votes and the number of people who vote wins who's bigger. Populist. That's kind of the term, popular democracy. Now, I can continue going through this article. If you want to read the rest of it, it's in the description. It basically goes through a lot more detail than I feel like going through right now because, seriously, this guy's claim is dumb anyways on the face of it. But that's just a kind of the whole counter of like, it's not a democracy, we're a republic, we're a blah, 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 blah. Go read the freaking article. I'm not doing all that damn research for you. Read the article. It's pretty damn accurate. There might be a few problems here and there, but fuck it. Let's go to the source of where he's getting these numbers. Ha! There we go. Look at that. Technology. Oh, it's cut off a little bit. Hold on here. We're getting this cut off a little bit on the side. Let me fix that. Come on now. What am I actually grabbing here? I gotta edit this window. Maybe I can just zoom out. Hold on, can I just zoom out a little bit? I'm using Firefox. That's the problem. Damn Firefox. Yeah, it's just way off the side. I can see it now. Hold on. Hold on, son. Because I had this zoomed in. Hold on, son. Let's get this fixed. Hold on, son. We got you. We got you. Boop. Boop. Gotta fix it a little bit more. Get that right on in here. We don't want to... All right, that's about right. We'll get a little bit more. We'll get a little bit more in there. Squeeze that baby right down in there. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a nice fit. There's a little black line at the bottom. We'll ignore this. We'll ignore that. We'll just get a little bit there. There we go. Isn't that nice? Yeah. My monitor doesn't quite match up with the size of the stream screen. My apologies. My apologies. But you see, here's the thing. Popular vote did work. Wanna know why? Because the Democrats have the House. You see, there's this thing called the division of Congress, where there are two houses now. There are two houses. There's the House of Representatives and the Senate. Fun fact, until the 17th Amendment was put into place, we didn't even vote for the Senate. So, it's a little fun fact I found out today. So, as you can see, we have 220 Democrat representatives in our lovely House of Representatives, and we have 193 Republicans. They lost 27 seats. Looks like democracy's working to me. Now, the reason he's saying this is because they lost some seats in the Senate. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's something different about this map. Do you guys know something different about this map? Let's go back. Let's go back. Look at the House map. I see a bunch of states all with color. Yep, states all with color. Here. Lots of color all over this map. Not there's these blank spots. What are these blank spots? Why are these spots blank? Why? Oh, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I think I see the problem. Oh, that's right. The Senate rotates their elections. Huh. In that thing. Where not every state is up for grabs. They're actually only these states up for grabs. And yeah. Yeah, it looks like a lot of blue up there. But they lost 2 seats. Huh. Only lost 2 seats. That's interesting. Kind of weird. Maybe there's a reason for this. Perhaps it could be well, I mean, they lost more than 2 seats. They lost a bit more, but those aren't these elections are still reporting. But they look like they're going to go red anyways. Could it be because the way the House and the Senate work are different? Do you think? I think that may be the problem here. I think that's where Mike Pesca here might have erred a bit. You see, the government of the United States works on checks and balances. Every level of government has a different set of powers, and every government can check one another with one of those powers. For example, the president is primarily your ambassador. He ascends laws to power, but he can also veto them. So that's his main goal. I mean, he doesn't make laws necessarily. He can make edicts and whatnot and do some things, but those all can be overturned by Congress, and everything he does is temporary. All the permanent lawmaking stuff is done by Congress. Now, Congress is split into 2 houses, right? And that's because when the Founding Fathers made up the government, they were mirroring it on the parliamentarian system they came from. Because they had the House of Lords and the House of Commons where they came from in England. And that was more of popular rule. That was more, if more of your party made it into power, you just took over power. And then the House of Lords was not voted on. It was simply people who inherited the title. Canada has something similar where it's elected House of Commons and the Senate is appointed by the elected House of Commons. But that's a lifetime position for the Senate. So it's kind of like the Supreme Court works. You just are for life that. And they only replace people when they die or retire. So there's that. So the way the Senate works is every state gets 2 representatives. Every state gets the same representation. I'm gonna go slow here for Mr. Pesca, because I'm sure if he watches this at some point in time, because I'm gonna tweet him the link of this stream when it's done. I want to go slow for him so he can follow this, right? Because I don't want him missing stuff. I don't want him missing stuff here because I might go too fast for his intellect, right? So the House of Representatives represents the number of people voting for a certain party. So if the larger number of people vote for Democratic candidates in the larger cities, then there will be more Democratic representation. Do you notice how the map is largely red, but there are large concentrations of blue? That is because those are the centers of population. Those are where more people live. So because there are more people there, they have more electable representatives that they can elect. So therefore, they have more numbers. Is that clear enough to you, Mr. Pesca? Did I stutter? Did I make a mistake here? Because that's kind of how the House works. It's a representative by population, by popular vote. The Senate is 2 representatives for each party. 2. Only 2. And each of these races is won by popular vote. Now notice there is a common theme between the 2 of these. Do you notice it? Here, let's break it out. Let's break it out so you can see it here. We'll get another window open. I don't want to go too fast for you here. I don't want to go too fast for you here, Pesca. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to lose you. You know, I'm trying to educate you on this. Because obviously you don't know how to read a map. You don't know how to read a map, my friend. All right. So you see how New York is blue, right? It's blue. You notice how New York City and New York, it's all blue right here? It's blue here, blue there, blue, 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 kind of light blue there. That's because the population of New York is very large, but concentrated down here. Right? And overall, it's a blue state right now for the Senate because the majority of people voted for a fucking senator from the Democratic Party. Because there are a lot of people living in New York City, more people voted Democrat in New York State. Therefore, this number is bigger. Do you understand that concept? But again, senators are only 2 per state. So let's look at Texas. See how there's a very tiny amount of blue? Very tiny blue. Lots of red. Very tiny blue. See how the whole state is red? That's because the majority of Texas voted for a Republican senator. Does that make sense to you now? So the overall population voted Democrat. Right? Voted Democrat. They voted for the Democratic Party. However, in individual elections, in individual states that were electing this time around, they voted Republican. But if you look at the population, they kind of match. Do you notice how they match? How California is blue, and it's blue on the side here, lots of blue, and it went blue, and Nevada is kind of this kind of like crisscrossy kind of thing. It's because it's so, yeah, little, almost half now. It's closer to being lost. But see, look. See? Do you see how it matches? How it freaking matches? You moron? It matches. It actually, like, there's correlation. So your fake news of like, oh my God, democracy is a funny thing. It's fake. Democracy works. Because Democrats control the House. They control a House. For now, the Republicans control the Senate. Because in the elections that were up for grabs this time around, the Republicans won. In all these other states, there was no elections. Hey, look. If Oregon had been electing, I bet you Oregon would have been blue. Hey. Look, Iowa didn't do an election. Iowa would have been blue. Hey, look at that. Look at how that might work. Does that make sense to you now? Do you understand the concept, Mr. Pesca, and any other idiot that comes along to look at this? Do you understand the concept of how, A, the Senate is 2 representatives per state, and B, not every seat was up for grabs? Combine these 2 things, and you can understand why your little numbers here don't lead to a Democratic majority in both the House and the Senate necessarily. Because you see, more people live here than live here. See the number of votes? 127,000, blah, blah, blah. Look at this one district. This one district in New York State has almost as many voters as this. Look at this. Look, it has more voters, actually. This one district has more voters voting than the entire state of Wyoming. We could probably look at the population map if you want me to, but I bet you that's kind of proportional to how many people live there. See, because there's a lot of people who live in New York. A lot. Like, so many that these New York districts, like, look at this. Look at that. That's one district. 157,000 votes in one district. 127,000 in one state. Do you get it now? Is this clear? Do you see how these votes are going to be different because there's a large population here and not as large here? But the Senate is supposed to be not based on population. It's supposed to allow smaller states with lower populations to have their voice heard so that it is not a ruling party of just the people who live in urban centers that rules the country. It's supposed to be a representative government for as many American citizens as possible. Do you understand that concept? Do you understand basic social studies? Because I learned this when I was in high school, man. I don't know what they're teaching these days. I don't know what they taught you. I mean, I'm assuming you probably went to college, too, so you probably take a civics course. And if you didn't take a civics course, maybe you should. I hear that they have some good ones online. We good? Is this going to help people make a sense of this? So I stop seeing this stupid tweet in my feed? Probably not, because people are stupid. And I'm small, so this probably won't get that far. But I'm going to try and tweet out there and get Mr. Pesca to read this and understand that he's an idiot. And I don't mind calling him idiot. I don't normally call people names unless I think that name applies to them and he's an idiot. I mean, just look at these replies, you know. You know, all this republic means indirect representing on. Yeah, it's like, maybe you should read this article over here too, bud. Just read this article here too. Just educate yourself. You know, the system doesn't need to be fixed because one party lost. It needs to be fixed because the candidates backed by most people are commonly losing. No, that's not true, because if they were backed by more people, they would have won. See, that's why I'm saying he's an idiot, because he legitimately does not know what he's talking about. I would not call him an idiot if I wasn't 100% certain he's an idiot. I'm 100% certain he's an idiot. Like 110, 120, 130% certain he's an idiot. You know, I'm actually not confused how the Senate works. I think you are. I think you are, man. I think you really are. You're really confused how the Senate works. Because if you think this is how the Senate works, you're wrong. You know? The implication is how it works. And the state can't disenfranchise. Only people have the franchise. What the hell are you even saying here? No. States can be disenfranchised. That's the whole point. If you're in a state with a low population, like a rural state, that has lots of farmland and lots of open space and not a lot of people living there, if you and your people are ruled by the cities, that means you don't have a voice in the government. You can't speak up. That's why the Senate exists, as a check. It's a check and a balance. So basically what it does is when the House of Representatives is primarily ruled by these big population centers, the Senate still exists, so everyone has a fair shot to say, hey, whoa, y'all can't do this to the rest of the American people. It's supposed to represent the majority of people, you know, and all the majority of views as well. So, yeah. This is just, like, this is just a trash fire. This entire timeline is a trash fire. You know? It's just... I mean, they're like, oh, well, they come with the best government ever, da-da-da-da. You know? It just goes on and on. Like, the stupidity just keeps spouting. You know? It just keeps spouting. Beware of Dems pushing deceptive as a narrative. Many more Dems were in play than Republican incumbent seats. See? Yeah, see? It you know? Right here. He tried to explain it to him, and it's just like, it's not going through. It's not going through. Over and over again, people trying to explain this to him. So maybe this video can help him and anyone else. And if you see this in your timeline, tweet this video at them. Tweet this video and say, hey, look, you may not be an idiot like this guy. Maybe you're just being misled by this fake news, by this fake story, by this one little cropped out snippet. Because, you see, in the description of this video, there's all three of these links will be in there. All three of these links are in there. You know, you can, they can look at this all themselves. You know? And, yeah. I'm going to stop streaming now because, quite frankly, I don't, this just makes me angry. And I don't like being this angry. It just, I'm so sick to death of all of this stupid nonsense that I just couldn't keep myself shut up. I had to say something. But yeah, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna go play some video games.